part of honoring your past, accepting your past, and healing from your past is the surrender. You got to surrender. And there was a song that Oprah sings. If you guys watch the Oprah on YouTube, you type in Oprah on the Essence Empowerment stage, she speaks about surrendering. I'll take some more of my blood. So in the video, she talks about how she was saying, I surrender all. I surrender all to be my blessed Savior. I surrender all. Ooh, I got into it. You really got to get into a moment of surrendering to your higher power, okay? You have to come to a place of surrender where you love yourself enough to forgive yourself. Your whole life is going to change when you connect to your inner child, all right? So the victimhood is basically your inner child trying to protect you. For example, if you were raised in a family where abuse happened, maybe somebody was getting beat on a regular basis, and you as a child would run to your closet to hide from that, that is your inner child trying to protect you. Now, how it manifests as an adult is you run from anything that doesn't feel comfortable because you're trying to protect yourself. You see how childhood, inner work, victimhood comes into play? Your subconscious mind knows to protect you, so they run from that abuse and they hide from it, right? But unless you address it head on, that's what with repetition, inner work, and the morning miracle morning routine that I'm about to give you guys, that's when you can address it head on. You're no longer going to be running from that fear anymore, okay? So your whole life will change when you connect with your inner child. 3 things you have to master in the game of life, okay? We're in this thing called life is a game. It's a video game. So the 3 things you need to master in this video game is your thoughts, your words, and that's the words that you speak and the words that you write, and also your emotions. I want you guys all to know that your thought will direct an emotion that will generate a feeling. So your thoughts, what you think about, will generate an emotion. An emotion. It would direct it. Okay, your thoughts with directed emotion. So you put the emotion behind those thoughts. It will generate a feeling. All right. So your thoughts, when you start visualizing your future and you standing on stages or being on islands or being on your yacht, when you have that thought, it's going to create an emotion. It's going to direct to an emotion. That emotion is going to generate a feeling. And when you can feel yourself accomplishing all of these goals that you want, that's the energy that's going to go out to the universe and come back to you so that you can manifest your heart's desires. All right. We're going to get more into that a little bit later when we start to talk about energy. But I want you guys to remember that your thoughts with the directed emotion, it generates a feeling. When you can feel that you're manifesting the life of your dreams, you're going to manifest it. So the game of life, we're going to talk about the first level of the game of life, and that's victimhood. I'm not going to say no more. We already understand what victimhood is. So realize that the world isn't doing stuff to us. It's doing stuff for us. The first level is molding and sculpting versus the first level is molding and sculpting. So this is our fuel. This is our fuel. This is our fuel. So the first level of the game is what's molding and sculpting you to get your fuel. All right. Your fuel comes from the things that you learn from being in that survival victimhood mode. All right. So you can consider that the horrible things that you went through, you learned some lessons in those horrible things. So those horrible things, the lessons that you learn are actually your liabilities, right? Your liabilities. Those are the things that held you back before, right? They didn't help you, they held you back, right? So those actually produces your assets, your assets. So your assets are what's going to help you move forward, right? So you probably gained some sort of skill from the bullshit that you went through, more than likely. For me, I've been through a lot of abusive people. I've seen a lot of people use the shit out of me because I was just like, oh, I'm just going to give. And so now I start to pick up on those little things. I start to go like, that person is probably using me for something and I don't like it. All right. I picked up that asset. So that's why I don't mind that block and delete button. Not at all. My favorite buttons, block and delete. All right. So then, so in level 1, you got to understand that your victimhood produced the next level, which is your assets. All right. Your assets are basically your personal power. The second level is your personal power. Your personal power. Until you can give gratitude to the shit, you will never tap into the ultimate abundance that is your birthright. Skills come from your shit. That shit we need to, the shit that we went through, we have to come to peace with. That's why forgiveness is so important. So your shit could equal your neglect from parents. Maybe your parents were overprotective. Maybe your parents got divorced. Maybe you were raised by a single parent. Maybe you went through traumatic events like a car accident, or you had death around you. And maybe the shit is the environment that you were brought up in. Okay. You want to make sure that you understand the lessons that you got from that shit. Okay. And that's going to be your superpowers. That's going to be your superpowers. So I want you guys to write this down. Save yourself before you try to save the world. Save yourself before you try to save the world. My mentor told me that. It was game over. I actually took 3 years break from being online, took random ass, stupid ass jobs, really didn't connect with anybody. And I just tried to figure out me. I figured out me. I figured out what I love, what I like, what boundaries I was going to put up for myself, what boundaries I was going to put up for the people that I allowed to be around me, right? And I made sure to love myself first. Love myself first. When I loved on myself, started dating myself, I actually started to enjoy myself. All right. I actually started to enjoy myself. Whew, we're coming down to the end. Hope you guys are getting a lot of value. I'm still getting value from the stuff that I'm teaching. So I want you guys, we're going to take it to the next level now. Okay. We're not even going to talk about what's in between your healing. We're going to talk about how to make a quantum leap. All right. As I told you guys, I started my healing journey in 2016. It took me 5 years to really put forth action behind the gifts that were revealed as I was healing. Because I had to really tap into my higher power and surrender and ask him to guide me and give me confirmations and give me signs that I'm on the right path and that I'm serving him. Because it's no longer about me. And that's what I want you guys to surrender to. Know that it's no longer about you. It's about building his kingdom. Okay. And so your higher power is going to give you signs, going to give you visions. He put you through that shit so they can build you. And so that you can know how to do it in your own purpose and your divine right purpose. Okay. I want you guys to know that. So you won't have to take a 5-year break like I did. You can make a quantum leap. So we're going to talk about stepping into the quantum. I want you guys all to know that we are spiritual and physical beings. We are spiritual and physical beings. Once we disconnect from the 3D reality of our physical beings, we enter a whole other reality called the quantum, the realm of infinite possibility. Guys, I got this from the book, Becoming Supernatural. That's going to be one of the resources that I'll have a link to. Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Woo! It opened my mind to a whole new level. It's very scientific. He is, I believe, a brain scientist, right? So that's not like the technical term of it, but he knows about the brain. And so I read this book, and this is where my notes came from. Quantum field is an invisible field of energy and information. It's field of intelligence or consciousness that exists beyond space and time. Okay? Time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. Money is an illusion. We're all living in the quantum field, video game, basically. When you can really tap in, you'll step into the quantum, you'll step into quantum leaps. So nothing physical or material exists in the quantum field. Beyond anything you can perceive with your senses. So more than what you can perceive with your 5 senses that you have. Change your energy by combining a clear intention with elevated emotion. Change your energy by combining a clear intention with an elevated emotion, with elevated emotions, actually.